Welcome, race fans. It's that time of year again where us creators enjoy making our little top 10 list. I'm going to do one this year for top 10 Indy 500s. Just a little disclaimer. Uh, I uh, I was born in 1990. Therefore, races that were before 1982, that's where I'm going to make the cutoff. Maybe let's just round it. Let's say 1980. Races before 1980 will not appear on this list. I wasn't alive before 1990, and the resources available to watch races in their entirety and really get the whole backstory of the whole month of May and all that for races before 1980 just are not great. They're there. You can watch them. Yes, I know about those races. I've watched a lot of them. But races from 1980 or so onward, there's just a lot more to be known about them. You can go back on YouTube, watch race after race after race on these things. There's just more to be known about them. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to start it at 1980. There will be no Indy 500s before 1980 on this list. So without further ado, race number 10 on my top 10. 2016, the 100th running of the Indy 500. Alexander Rossi steals a win. Now, when I say steal a win, I don't mean this car was crud. I don't mean that this car was not capable of a good finish. This was a top 10 car and top 10 driver combo that day. Had this been a car that had a little bit more know-how, a veteran driver, like honestly, Rossi today could probably do even better in this car. Maybe capable of a top 5, maybe even sneaking into that third conversation. I don't think this car was capable of winning. So that's what I mean when I say steal a win, is that the car never looked as fast or as good as the leaders of this race. However, the story here is that as the laps start winding down, it becomes evident that although this car is not the best of the race, those cars would belong to his teammate at the time, Carlos Munoz, and a very, very young upstart American driver called Joseph Newgarden. Those were the two that were going to be battling for the win. As we get closer, it becomes evident that Brian Herta, the race strategist on this car, is going to make the ultimate gamble. They're not going to pit. I can tell you, matter-of-factly, as I was there this day, I was sitting in the stands in a H stand. As the car comes by to take the white flag, he has built up probably a half lap, three-quarter lap lead. He's built up a massive lead by not pitting as everyone else short pits. As he's coming to the white flag, this car sputters. As it comes by me in H stand taking the white flag, it's dead. Like the car just cuts out. He regains a little bit. Okay, he gets under power again, but by the time he gets out of turn 2 and onto the backstretch, the car has shut off. He is now coasting on power and somehow manages to coast this car around the last mile and a half or so, get to the start-finish line, and win this race, moving at, I believe they said 70 miles an hour when he crossed the finish line. Like, this car it wasn't moving. It was just coasting. So an incredible, incredible win. This is always the image I'm going to remember from this race. This happened not too far from where we were sitting. I could see this happening, and it was just incredible to see the car just come to a stop. It didn't make it back to pit lane, didn't make it to victory circle, and he just gets out and starts celebrating right then and there. Of course, they did tow him back. He did get his victory, but he starts celebrating on the track before he got there. It was a really cool moment, really cool race. The race in itself wasn't great, but because of the ending, it earns a spot on this top 10. I will see you in the next video for race number 9 of the top 10 Indy 500s.